Hi and welcome to another EdTech tutorial by Primary Tech Hub. I'm Mr. Sydney, and if you haven't already, follow us at Primary Tech Hub on Twitter and check out our website primarytechhub.tk. Today's session is all about the Classroom app by Apple. It is a great resource for teachers to share specific content to their class, monitor progress, and bring everyone back after an activity. Let's get started. Okay, so this tutorial is going to focus on Mac to iPad. A lot of our teachers use Macs in the classroom, whereas the children are using iPads in primary. So first thing you need to do on your Mac is find the App Store. It should be at the bottom here, but if not, go over to the Launchpad over here, and you'll see all your apps and applications there. The App Store will be at the first one. If not, just go to the search bar if you can't see it and search App Store. Once you open the App Store, it will usually ask you to sign in with your Apple ID if you're not already signed in. If you do have an Apple ID, go ahead and sign in. If you don't, you can make one real quick. It doesn't take 2 seconds. Once you've signed in, head over to the search bar on the App Store and just type Classroom. And it should be the first option here, the little orange guy by the chalkboard. And mine says open, but yours might say get if it's not installed. One of the first problems you might run into is if your Mac is not updated to the latest version. You will need version 10.14.4 or above. If you're not sure which version your Mac is, just go to the top left corner and click the Apple and then About This Mac, and you'll see your current version for your Mac there. If it's not up to date, just click Software Update and update the latest version. And then you're good to go. Another problem might be is if your Mac is too old. You might get a list of updates that aren't compatible, and this is an early 2015 issue, so anything after that you should be fine. Once you've installed the app and you've updated your software, you can now open Classrooms and make your first class. So go ahead and click Create Class and make up a class name. It could be your class, grade 1, whatever. And we're just going to put Primary Tech Hub for now. Pick a nice logo and a color. Sometimes you might want to color code classes or grades if you're in more than one classroom. Once you've made your class, you can now add some students. So go ahead and click Invite Students. And it will give you this 4-digit code at the top. And this is going to be what's going to link your iPad to your Mac. If I go ahead now and open up my iPad, I need then to go over to Settings. And I should see this Classroom option, which has come underneath my Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, and there I can see Add Primary Tech Hub, which is the class I want to be in. If it's not come in, you just need to check your Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and AirPlay is turned on, and then you should get this option. Then you can start joining classes. The one which is waiting for students now, which is our class, should be the one that is available. And here I'm just going to change my name if I want it to be identifiable. It might be the learner's name, or if you've got lots of iPads and people are sharing, sometimes you can make up a code like grade 2, car A, number 2, if you've got a number for your iPad. And then you can use that 4-digit code we've got on our settings, and there you go, you can see that the learner has been added to my classroom once the code has been entered, and I can add them in. Sometimes I just want to check the settings to make sure that my join class is automatic. That's going to be handy if the screen gets switched off or gets disconnected, it will rejoin automatically to that class. And these two settings, lock in apps and view screen, I always put always on, otherwise it prompts students when it says ask, and sometimes they might click deny, which makes it a bit trickier when you're trying to finish off a class. Okay, so on our Mac, we've got our students, or student in this case, added in, and now we can start sharing content with them. At the top then you'll see a few options which you can start using, very similar to the iPad options. We'll start with the first one, which is open an app on their iPads. So if you click that one, you'll get a list of the apps that are installed on their iPad, and you can choose which one. If you're all doing a math activity, for example, you can push the addition app, or if you want them to do something specifically that you're working on together, you can also lock them into the app as well. So if you wanted them just to focus on one app and didn't want them wandering around, you can click that box there, and then depending on the internet, you can just click go and it will send the app to their screen, as you can see here. So they're in the Edition app, and if they try and hit the home button, they won't be able to leave. They'll just get the accessibility options come up, and you'll need to unlock their iPad here with the padlock on your Mac if you want them to go elsewhere. And they're out. Okay, so that's really good if you want to share an app with them and you all want to use the same app, or if you've got a group of them you want to use an app. The next option is if you want to share a web browser. If I want to share Safari or iBooks, I can directly share the link through there. If you've got a specific link that you want them to follow, you will need to bookmark it or add it to your favorites. So open up Safari, for example, and if I want to go to Kiddle, which is a child-friendly search engine, and I want them to use this one rather than going to Google or anywhere else, I can then go ahead and click the share button, add that to my bookmarks, add that to my favorites, and that will be saved on my Mac. So when I go and open the browser now, I should get the options of favorites, and it's at the bottom there, and there you go. So I can navigate all the children in my classroom to one web page that I want them to focus on, or a search engine that I want them to use, and there you go. You can see the iPad view there. They've all been pushed then, and I can lock them into there if I want, but the browser they'll still be able to explore the browser. They can change the web page, but they won't be able to come off Safari. The next option is if you have Apple TV in your classroom and you want to highlight particular learners' work and you want to share that on the screen, you can use that option and you can connect their iPad, click on the iPad option, and AirPlay on the TV. Another great feature is using screens, so I can have a quick overview of my classes and the screens they're on, and I can see which apps they're on. So if they're wandering around or if they're on a different app, I can quickly just have a quick glance and see that, and bring them back in if I need to. So there you go, you can see he's on the maths one on his screen without even looking at the iPad, and you can see the little symbol as well, which helps me identify where they're at. If I need to then, if it's the end of the class, for example, I can just quickly lock everyone's iPad, give them a bit of warning and say, lock in your iPads, and there won't be no surprises then. And that's the screen it will look like on theirs. It will say this iPad has been locked by the teacher. And then unlock it as well if you need to. So it's good for bringing back activities. If you want to change your name, just go back to the main screen and you'll have this option here, top left with a little head. That's your profile, and you can change your name there. I've set mine to Mr. Sydney for now, and there you go. The next option is a new feature with the new update, which is hide apps. This one, if they're on an app, for example, so if they're on an app they shouldn't be, or you want to close an app or minimize an app, you can just click the hide button and it will just minimize that app. So take them back to the home screen. They can easily open it back up again. It's not gone, it's not deleted, the app's not closed. It just brings them back to the home screen. A little gentle reminder where they should be going. And the next one is if there's a lot of music going on in the classroom, or as an app with an intro and it's all just getting a bit loud, you can just mute either individual iPads or everyone's iPads if you need to cut through that noise. You can also add groups, which is a really handy feature if you're using differentiation or you're having different activities going on, different stations. So you can name your group whatever you have. You might have color groups or shape groups. Let's say we've got a green group here. So this group is going to be working on a maths activity. And now I can push just those apps or just control those iPads if I need to, and once I'm finished I can remove that group. If I want to just control 5 iPads, for example, then I can use groups. If the last option then is adding more students, if I need to do that, I can press the invite button and I'll get a different code. Once I'm done, I can press end class. I get a quick usage report of what apps have been used and what students have been active. So that's pretty much it for the features of the Classroom app. It is great for classroom management when you've got lots of iPads on the go, or you've got groups you want to differentiate work. So if you like that video and you want to see more, give us a thumbs up, ring the little notification bell, and subscribe to our channel. We release content every week.